my goodness, thank you so much. I'm so grateful to be here. Thank you, Amanda, for this event. So we have about 25 minutes, and I really wanted it to make it all about you really receiving a lot. You're going to receive energetically, you're going to receive downloads, and you're going to receive a lot of love and light. Is that okay? Okay, so if you don't actually need to take notes, you're actually just going to want to sit and let yourself just sort of melt into the chair. And for anyone watching this from home, you're going to want to just really get comfortable. And even let the chair hold you. Like imagine that you and the chair are really bonding. So you can actually melt. Can you guys do that a little bit? So, and you're going to breathe. And actually, me guiding you to do that is helping me breathe. But just breathe really in a space where you're like breathing in a lot of oxygen. Imagine you're taking up all the oxygen and all the light. So it's like a vertical breathing. You're breathing in from above you, and you're really allowing it to come in. Cool? Do you guys feel better? Just grounding, and like let this space, your bubble you're in, like really hold you. Cool? Awesome. So I am Alex Tracy, and I am a freedom business mentor. I help women who go, they've had an idea come to them, like a business idea come to them, but they're still working in their safe job, and they're really struggling moving on to their soul job. So I help them get over all of their stuff, their fears, and their limited beliefs so that they can launch, and it can be really, really easy. So there's not a lot of that counter flow, when you're trying to do something and it gets really, really hard. And today, for 25 minutes, I'm going to talk about 3 fears, and we're going to actually call them up and let them go. And I'm going to show you how fast you can let these go. Cool? And so this is where I sort of need you to maybe nod your head if this resonates, because I tend to meet women where they're at. So can you resonate with getting an idea just come to you all of a sudden, almost like it chose you? Yeah, it just sort of came to you. And not knowing really how you were going to make it happen. So like you can see the vision, right? It's really, really clear, but you're like, how do I get there? How do I make it happen? Yeah? And maybe we get in our head about it, like we try to make sense of it in our head, and maybe we take some courses. Do you guys take courses, business courses? You show up with Amanda's event, and you're like, how do I do this, right? And it almost feels like, it depends where you're at on the journey, but it feels like it's never enough. Does it ever feel like that? Like, no matter what I do, there's still that counterflow, that sense of like something pushing you back instead of helping you go forward. Does that resonate? Yeah? And maybe you were not really around role models growing up who were entrepreneurial, right? Like who showed you, hey, if you are of service to an idea, it will be something that works. People will need it. Be of service to your idea and it will work. Did you guys have role models that showed you how to do it growing up, like your parents? Not really, right? So we talked a lot about the subconscious. And so if the subconscious doesn't have that download, it's not going to really allow you to do it. It's like the unknown, so it's going to push you back, right? So today, hopefully, you guys can take a lot of download of what that feels like. I'm going to give this to you, because I'm also an energy healer by trade. That's what I do. I do a lot of healing work. What's another thing that could be good for you today? If you are really, really good at what you do in your corporate job, like your regular job. You are really good at that, right? And yet, when you try to transfer those skills over to your soul job, it feels like your genius doesn't transfer over. Is anyone here had that experience where in corporate you really are good, and then when you try to take that and put it in your business, it's like, where did my brain go? Yeah? You're like, how come it's not as easy? Because at school, in college, at your careers, working hard worked. You got results. But then when it comes to working hard in your business, it's like it doesn't work the same way. It's like an art. It's not a science, right? Working hard in your entrepreneurial idea almost makes it not work, right? It almost puts blockages. Right, so I'm going to explain all that today, and we're going to go into it. So I know all this, and I'm sharing all this with you because I, too, about 10, 15 years ago, had an idea come to me. I was still trying to figure out what I was going to do, but I knew in my heart I wanted to be a healer, an energy healer. And I didn't even know that I had psychic abilities or clairvoyant abilities. I just knew it. So I just followed through. And I took some courses, but I was still working at my safe jobs. I was working in corporate, I was working at UCLA, I was working downtown LA, I was working behind a desk. And I still had this knowing that this isn't it. This is not what I'm supposed to do, right? And I think a couple years still went by. It takes a while to listen to that voice. And then something pretty traumatic happened to me at my home that made me really know I have to leave LA, I gotta leave. I left LA, went to Northern California, and I found myself by myself having to deal with who I was and what I was here to do, right? And I did a lot of meditating, a lot of healing, and I actually got into what some of you might relate to, which is that like entrepreneurial shame, where you're meant to do something, and you're sitting with that idea and you're not doing anything with it. Does that resonate? And it's like shame and guilt. I have all this I'm supposed to do and I'm not doing any of it. And I remember my best friend in the world was such a good friend. She still is a really good friend. She came up to where I was staying and rented a house next to me. And she'd come and knock on the door. Hey, you want to go to the beach? It's nice out. I can't. Well, why can't you? Well, I'm working. What are you working on? She genuinely wanted to know what I was working on, and I genuinely couldn't tell her. Because it's like, we're like, I can't tell you, it's in me. I don't know what it is. It's coming. I have nothing to show for it. Again, shame. My savings accounts are going down by, each month. I'm not working. I'm trying to figure out what I'm supposed to do. I end up getting a waitressing job. Again, a lot of shame, right? Because it's not what I'm meant to do. And I'm overeating, and I put on extra weight, and I feel so really ugly, right? Do you guys resonate with any of that? And so what's good about the idea of picking you and not letting you go is that it will never let you go. Can you guys resonate that this thing is so stubborn? It's like, it will not go away. So it didn't leave me. It stayed with me, even though I was waitressing, even though I was like overeating and binging and just being really unhealthy. And I ended up doing what I'm going to talk to you guys about today is I ended up letting go of these 3 fears. And I got over myself. And I was guided to move back to Las Vegas, where I had a place to stay. And the most incredible thing happened. Wherever I went to Whole Foods, I would go on the Las Vegas Strip. People would come up to me and ask me to teach at their studios. The brand new owner of the brand new yoga studio on Las Vegas Boulevard, it's inside Whole Foods. It's at Town Square. If you guys haven't been there, it's called Barefoot Sanctuary. It's really beautiful. She was just opening and asking me to teach there. And I go, yes, I have never taught a meditation class in my life, but I will do it. So 20 people showed up. And then from there, it just sort of snowballed. And I taught at other centers. And then I was asked to do private sessions for clients. Then they asked me to do retreats. And then I was asked to write books, like for my clients, and then chapters, and then interviews, and it all just flowed incredibly fast. I have my meditation CDs. I brought some for you guys. And even people stayed up for 2 hours after my meditation classes for me to read their cards, because I do read cards really, really fast. So I can read 20 people in about an hour. And I get information really fast, right, for people. And I did retreats in Hawaii. I wrote books for those retreats, and everything happened really fast. So I just wanted you guys, I share this with you so that you know that if an idea picked you and it came to you and it's in your heart, to trust that it can just flow. I had no marketing, anything. I didn't know anything about ideal, client, avatar, nothing. So I ended up manifesting moving to my heaven on earth a few years later, 3 years ago, in the south of France. So now I live in the south of France. I moved there as a single mom, and I now have 0 clients, right? Because they're all locally based. So I decided to take everything online, put everything in a membership area, an online school. And again, I hit this low point of shame as an entrepreneur because I felt like I had nothing to show. And I remember this one day where the link to the shopping cart didn't work. Do you guys ever get like technically challenged? It's been days of me on the computer. I don't even know if anyone needs my stuff because I did 0 marketing research. And I'm like just desperate. My son is staying at the nanny. I'm a single mom. He's like 2 years old. And there's this moment of complete powerlessness where I'm like, I give up, right? I had hired someone to do it. For me, I lost $2,000 because I just decided I can't do this. I was starting to have suicidal thoughts. I was like, if this PayPal link doesn't work, I want to jump out of the window because I couldn't. It was this sense of lacking control. Like we talked a lot about, I want to be in control, right? And I felt like I couldn't get this thing to work. And I let it go. I decided to just go give up. I give up, but in a good way. I went back to playing with my son. I went back to the basics. And I went back to this. And it was interesting because when the whole sort of overnight success happened, I didn't know how it had happened. I hadn't really figured it out. And then when I was stuck in France, I had a lot of time to think and to like breathe and meditate. And that's when I figured out the Get Over Yourself blueprint. And I go, oh, this is what I did the first time. And so I did it again. And then it happened again. I ended up launching a mastermind online and putting all the content on a membership area for them. So now I had 15 clients at it was $1,500 to $3,000 to work with me, and it just all happened. So today I have a location-free business, which I'm so proud about because I get to really live anywhere with my son, and yeah, you guys are ready to experience it too, to get that? All right, cool. So I will give you as much as I can today, and then I'll tell you how you can do more from home, because getting over ourselves is a process you sort of want to do a little bit every day, like a meditation, right? You want to call up your fears, and you want to get over them every day a little bit, right? It makes that counterflow become a flow. And that's really what I ended up figuring out, is that my subconscious at first was not okay with up-leveling, or it was not okay. But doing this work made it okay. And when your subconscious is okay with the changes you want to make, it now will help you. It now will attract to you everything you need. Does that make sense? So it's like the law of attraction works with your subconscious, and the subconscious is responsible. I know we're responsible, but the subconscious is responsible for 98% of your reality. So everything you attract, even the people who are like bullies, who like make you feel, what did you call it yesterday? I'm pointing you out. The people who were mean to you? Yeah, haters. Sorry, I forgot what that's called. Haters will show up, right, if it's in our subconscious, right? Or really good clients will show up if that's what's in your subconscious. Does that make sense? So that's where I do most of my work, is back there. And I sort of reverse engineer all that. So let's do it, you guys. You ready? All right, so keep in mind, I am an energy healer, so I will be calling on a lot of light to come and surround you guys. The more you're opening up to receive it, the more you're going to feel it. Cool? Did I forget anything else? No? So let's go into the first fear of lacking approval. So I'm going to ask you guys a question. You're going to ask it to yourself, and you're going to become a blank canvas, and you're going to let the answer appear, right? So who or what in my business today makes me feel a fear of lacking approval? You're going to ask it to yourself, and you're going to get an answer. Who or what in my business today makes me feel a fear of lacking approval? Let me know when you guys got it. Just sort of nod your head. Yeah? Cool. So now the next thing, you can keep your eyes closed. The next thing you want to do is, when you think about that person or thing, you're going to link it down to your body. So every fear has an energetic heaviness to it, like a density. Yeah, she's doing this like it's in her belly, right? Where do you guys feel it? Throat, stomach, heart? Yeah. So now we're going to all imagine, for your individual beam of light, you're going to get your own individual beam of light coming from the highest source. And this highest source is made of love, and it's a higher frequency than fear, right? So it's going to go into your fear and transmute it. So you're going to breathe in a lot of love and light. You're going to just imagine love and light coming in, and really sparkly, liquid light coming in to go into that fear and actually cancel it out. We're going to breathe into it. I'm going to ask that this fear of lacking approval be deleted on all of your lifetime, right? So every age you ever were, where you felt that fear of lacking approval, right? Because that lives deep in our tissue. Fear of lacking approval lives deep in our tissue from when we were kids, and maybe we didn't feel approved of, right? So breathe a lot of light into it, and you can even go into your fear and imagine you're turning on a button, like a light, and it's going to come out. Do you guys feel lighter? Do you feel like it's still there, or do you feel like it's moving? Moving, not moving, a little bit. So let's really grow tall. Here's the next thing we're going to do. You're going to grow really, really tall. You're going to actually put your consciousness beyond this room. Put your consciousness up above in the sky. There you go. You're going to breathe in a lot of light, and you're going to go and be fearless about the fear. You want to embrace the fear. What we resist will persist, right? But what we love dissolves. So can you love on the fear of lacking approval? There you go. There you go. Really focus on your fear. Okay. And whoever needs help, I'm going to try to tune into you. There you go. Yeah, grow really, really tall. The one who takes more gets the most, right? And grow tall, and don't go into judging the fear. You want to actually become all loving to it, like it's your own little baby or your child or your cat or your puppy. And that will dissolve it. Can you guys feel that difference a little bit? There you go. Breathe into it. It almost feels like it's frozen, right? So your love and your focus will get it to defroze, and froze. How do you say that? Thaw. Thank you. Let's thaw it. Put some love in it, and it will thaw. All right, so fear of lacking approval, keep thawing everything. Yeah. Fear of lacking approval in your business will show up when you're afraid to shine. You're afraid to do public speaking. You're afraid to do videos. You're afraid to write that email and send it out. Like, it sounds like this, right? What will people think, right? Can you still hear me? Yeah, okay. What will people think? I can't send out this email, right? Or no one's going to come. What does your fear of lacking approval sound like? Anybody? They're going to think I want something. They're going to think I want to take. Okay. Huge fear of lacking approval. Yeah. Good one. Let's clear that. Huh? What's the point? I'll write it and no one's going to read it, right? So actually, if you do this exercise before you write it or before you do whatever the call, you're now are no longer going to be in a state of fear of lack. You're going to be in a state of all-lovingness, which is huge. The people you're going to be talking to, and hopefully you guys can feel how much I'm all loving you guys, they're going to be like, whoa, she has all this love to give. It's so magnetic, right? And you're going to show up not on a vibration of fear, which is really, really low on the scale of vibrations. You're going to show up at the frequency of love or above, which is 500 or above. Does that make sense? And now you're like, oh, I just want to give. And Amanda talked about that, where you're like, don't even think about the money. You're just coming in to serve. You know, like my main purpose today was to be of service, right? So does that help? Just think of service. If you get nervous, think of service. Cool. Let's do the fear of lacking control, because that's a big actual money blocker, right? If we don't know where it's going to come from, I don't know where it's going to come from, right? So I'm not going to get into it, right? That's a big fear of lacking control. It also, the fear of lacking control is the one that makes us not be super nice to our family, you know, when we're in that fear, like we get out of control. It's also the one we make really poor hiring decisions when we're in that state, because if, let's say you're trying to have control over a situation and you're feeling out of control, and let's say you hire a coach to then help you at that point, it's going to probably be not the right coach. Do you know what I mean? Like the law of attraction is going to make you go towards more out of control situations versus first let it go. Yeah, and then a lot of people are nodding their heads. Right? So let's ask, who or what in my business makes me feel a fear of lacking control today? You guys all got something? Yeah? So now just link the thought to the energy. You're going to feel the fear in your body, in your chest, throat, stomach, back. And now you're going to really let a lot of beautiful white light come into that space. And you can just use the words, you know, I clear, cancel, delete this fear, the light's coming in, to sort of blow it out. There you go. Just take control of your own energy and decide to take this energy off of you. And I'm going to actually magnetize it off of you guys and vacuum it off. There you go. So just sort of lovingly allow it to go. And you can open up a little bit more, grow tall a little bit more. There you go. You guys, this is much easier than the first round. Good. Wow, you guys are starting to really shine. So when you release your fears, you literally will look happier and lighter. There you go. So get all loving to the fear. Remember, if you love it, it will dissolve, right? The fear of lacking control. There you go. Some of it are holding it in your jaw. When you get tight jaw, that's where it's sitting, right? Shoulders. Does that help you guys? Yeah? Fear of lacking control. Cool. So you actually get back your intuition, right, when you're not in fear, so which is really, really good. So let's do the safety one on numbers. So remember what it felt like when Amanda was like, you can make 300,000 if you get 4 people at 25K, all of those numbers. Do you guys feel yourself sort of all go into that, I'm going to go freeze up? You all kind of froze up a little bit. So let's bring it up, but this time bring it up like an all-loving witness. Really bring it up and allow it to come up. There you go. Breathe into your belly if you can. Open up, soften. And the big, big, big beam of light that's coming from the highest source is going to help you welcome up this fear. And you can, I'm feeling guided to ask you guys to do this. Ask the fear of lacking safety around money. How old are you? You're going to hear a really young age. How old are you? Let me know what you guys get. Yeah. Oh, perfect. You probably heard stuff. You guys all got an age? Yeah, so now go, I wasn't going to do this, but I'm going to do this because this is going to be so helpful. Go as though, fall down the slide of your consciousness. It's going to look like a super fun slide, and keep sliding and letting go until you see where you were and who you were with at that age when you got the fear of lacking safety around money. Oof, okay. There you go. And don't try to control it, just let it happen. There you go. And wherever you were, you're going to get an emotion, a heaviness, right? You guys all feel that? So now transmute that. Really go into loving you, loving the baby that you were, loving the fear, really comfort her, be your all-loving goddess, Mama Kuan Yin. Yeah, and love on that fear. There you go. Because loving on it will transmute it on all levels. I'm going to ask for it to be cleared. There you go. Clear, cancel, delete it. See it dissolve, see it pop off of your energy field. There you go. You literally are removing subconscious beliefs by doing this. Cool. Do you guys feel lighter around money? Less fear of lacking safety? I'll give you more time. You might need more time. It's totally normal if you need more time. Yeah, there you go. Just do what you need. You let me know when you guys, I feel through. There you go. Grow tall. There you go. Let it flow. You released a lot. There was something that, whoo. Did you see that? Yeah. It's all sitting here, so I'm going to take it up. Good. So does that make sense, you guys? So it's sort of like every day, Amanda, you say new level, new devil. Is that it, right? So every day if you just go, okay, well, what are all the tasks on your get out there action steps? Just to check in, am I in fear of lacking approval if I do send out that email? Clear up the fear. And honestly, the clients, when I teach this work to my clients, and I do it to myself, I get through the task with so much more love and ease, and safety, and feeling more in control. It's okay to feel in control, right? You feel calm and controlled, right? But it's when you're in a fear of lacking control that you make really poor decisions, right? Fear of lacking safety makes sense the way it shows up in our business. Like we don't move forward, we stay paralyzed, we don't leave the job we don't love anymore, right? We stay in a job that's not that great for us. Or we can't say no to a client that we don't need anymore, right? Like we can't fire clients because we're like, oh, where's the money going to come from? If you release the fear, within a few days, you'll get another client, right? I've seen it happen so many times. Cool? So let's ask one last question to your subconscious. So Amanda, if you don't mind, you know how you're having us do 12 clients in 90 days, right? You can do that goal or you can choose another goal. But so ask your subconscious, how many blocks do I have to receiving or allowing 12 clients in 90 days? Do you guys want to ask that? You'll hear a number. How many blocks do I have to receiving 12 clients in, I put 30 days if you want to do 30 days. And you'll hear a number. Do you guys hear one? How many blocks? Let me do it with you guys. I have 3 blocks. Do you guys all hear a number? How many? Who wants to be totally honest? 5? Oh, good. Perfect. That's it. Yeah. Did you want to say something? 5. Awesome. 3. Cool. Yeah.
At first I thought I had 27. It was kind of funny. I was kind of like, you have 27? And then all of a sudden this huge number 1 appeared.
Perfect.
The 27 are really 1, but that 1 is
Oh, you might have one major block. It makes total sense. So when I work with people and they have, let's say, 10 blocks and we remove one, they go down to 3. Do you see what I mean? So I was recently working with a businessman who has multiple deals on the table, right? And he calls me up because I can see, I'm a clairvoyant, right? So I can see which deals are going to work and which ones he shouldn't even bother. And this one deal is like a huge deal. He calls it his early retirement deal, which I guess that's how men talk. And he goes, how come it's not moving? And I go, well, I see it happening, but it's all your stuff. He goes, that's impossible. So I had him ask his subconscious this question, and he had 13 blocks. So I'm like, that's why it's not happening. Does that make sense? His subconscious is 98% more powerful, and it actually can impact people around you. So we do my VIP freedom parties, and we got over himself, he got over his stuff, and now it was going to be a 3 to 6 months project, and now it's a 3 to 6 weeks project, right? So everyone is moving in now, because there were other people involved, right? It was an international thing he's working on. Does that make sense to you guys? How you want to really know what's back there and like clear it. Cool? So let's do one block. You guys want to release one block? Do I have time? We'll do it quickly. 5 minutes? Do I have 5 minutes?
Works for me.
All right. So you guys, so here's how you're going to hear your block. You just ask. Okay, you can ask questions to your subconscious. It will always give you the answer. You want to just become a blank canvas and let it appear, right? So ask your subconscious, what's my first block? And you'll hear it just like that. Let me know when you got it. So whatever you heard, did anyone not hear their block? Wow, everybody got their block. Okay, so link the block down to your body. And again, behind your thought is an energy. Can you feel the energy in your body, the heaviness? Yeah, so let's clear that. There you go. So just put a lot of light in there. Grow tall, really, really tall, like you're a tall tree, full of beautiful leaves, full of beautiful branches. And you're really taking in a lot of sun, and you're growing tall, 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 and you're letting this fear really become active again, like with love. You're letting it flow. It's when we freeze up that fear stays in our body. It stays in our tissues, right? So there you go. Grow really, really tall and dissipate it, clear it, cancel it on all levels. Good. And you might recognize behind your block is a fear of lacking approval, fear of lacking control, or fear of lacking safety, right? Any of those? So whichever one it is, go ahead and go deeper. Because every time you open the door of one of those fears, it's easier to declutter it. If you got to declutter your basement, you got to open the door, right? So open up that door of approval, control, safety, and clear it. There you go. Oof, you guys, good. There you go. Grow really, really tall. I'm going to ask it to be all cleared, cancel, delete it. Ah, good. You guys feel lighter. Do you guys feel lighter? Okay. So that's how you do it. Cool? I feel like I barely was up here. I want to stay longer. I'm looking at my notes. I feel like I forgot something. So do you guys want to do more? Do you want to know how you can do more from home? At least I'll tell you guys that, right? Yes? Do you guys want to do more? Yeah? Okay. So, and this is actually sort of funny. You got to grab your phone and actually text this number. You got to text money challenge. So because I'm so woo-woo and I'm super spiritual, I was like, I got to put something together that will really show you that this works even tangibly, right? That you don't just feel lighter, you actually manifest more money. Does that make sense? So I put a challenge together, and I actually was divinely guided to do this. It's manifest $1,100 in 11 days, which I know is not much, but it's like plus, $1,100 or plus, right? And I ran it this month in my mastermind, or in my Facebook group, sorry, it was free, in my Facebook group. And there's only about 100 people in there, and at least maybe 30 people did it. And we got over $30,000 in 11 days. So one woman had her debt reduced by $9,000. So another one found an invoice she forgot to send for $5,000, which was so funny. And a few more just got the $100, the $200, the $1,000. Do you know what I mean? It all just, Christy is one of them. I have to point you out. She made, way over 3,000. So each day you get a video, and we're going to start it all up in November 1st. But as soon as you sign up today, so you send this, you're going to get a text back. It's Money Challenge. So save this number in your phone if you want, and then send it a text. All you do is send the text Money Challenge. You'll get a text back that asks for your email.
Do we just write in text Money Challenge or just?
Sorry, just Money Challenge. Sorry, one word. I've never done this before, obviously. This is the first time, but it works. No, sorry, it's one word. Yeah, I should have had you write this out. No, it doesn't matter. Just Money Challenge, one word. Send. You're going to get a text back. Did you? So you write your email, and then you'll be in, and then you'll get the first day. So you can start. Don't start today because you're in Amanda's course. So you start this weekend. You know what I mean? You want to finish with Amanda, and then you can start it.
No, tell them to do it now because they won't do it unless they do it.
Oh, okay. No, I mean do this today. I just mean you could start the challenge is 10 minutes a day. It's not a big deal. Pretty much. So just join the party. Amanda's in the party already. Cool? All right. And if you don't have a phone, this only works, if you guys are watching the live stream, this only works with US cell phones. So if you don't have a US cell phone, go to Get Over Yourself Blueprint, all one word. Forget the VIP for now. GetOverYourselfBlueprint.com, and you'll get in the challenge. And you can actually read about the challenge and all the testimonials on that first page. But wasn't that cool, you guys? Because I didn't know what was my free gift for this. And I was trying to figure it out. And then I released, so I do the releasing of the approval, control, safety. And then I got this thing, do an 11-day challenge for $1,100. And I was like, really? You know, these ideas come to us. And it ended up being a huge success. So now I'm doing it again. Cool? So we even clear past lives with in relation to, because I take people up to see their past lives. And we clear up things around poverty and stuff like that. So it goes pretty deep. Cool? Okay, so then I have a couple of super awesome intuitive readings I offer as like a free breakthrough session, because I read energy wherever you are in the world. I can know what's going on with you guys. I am not looking now, but so it's like an hour interview / intuitive session we do to if you feel like you're meant to do more and you're a leader and you're like, I know my business is supposed to flow, but I'm really struggling. It takes me minutes to see what is blocking you, right? So that's what we do. And so if you want to do that, I only have next week, I think I have 1 or 2 available for next week when I get back on Monday. You just text the same number. You want to text VIP 111, and then you'll get in on that process. So VIP 111, yeah. But make sure you send your email back for this, because then I think the system won't understand, like, you know, which email's coming in for what. And if you don't have, Amanda, you want to get in on that? She's texting. So Get Over Yourself Blueprint / VIP. If you guys are, if you're watching this and you're not in the States, you go to VIP and then you get. I forgot to mention, this is it. All right, so when you go on these pages, you get to see my super awesome funnels, which was made by Tracy. I got to tell you Tracy's story, and then I'll wrap up. Tracy's a client who came to me because she had gone everything. She had her opt-in, she had her course, and she could not write the emails that go out when someone opted in, like the emails that you write to sell, you know, so they can get to know you, like you, and trust you. All those emails, right? She was really frozen. And when we did a VIP freedom party, and we found out that her mother always told her, honey, in our family, we're not creative. We're just not creative. So she can write emails, right? When we cleared that out, that same day she wrote I think it was 10 or 12 emails she needed to write. And then she was finally able to launch with her Facebook ads. Because the problem is, if she launched with Facebook ads and people opted in, she hadn't written the emails. Does that make sense? Now, here's where it gets even so much more awesome. I don't know if that's a word, but she ended up winning an award for the most creative funnel over at ClickFunnels in Idaho. And she now makes all my funnels, and you guys have to go check them out because she's awesome. Her name's Tracy. So when you go to getoveryourselfblueprint.com or the VIP one, you'll see 2 of my funnels. She also made my Awakening Intuition funnel, which is 13 pages. So a funnel is like a landing page and an opt-in and like an upgrade if somebody wants to buy your CD, you know. So she said that if you guys were interested to tell you about her, and I don't know how you can get in touch with her, but I could get you guys in touch with her if you want her to make your funnel. So it makes it easier. So my last thing I want to tell you guys is that if you believe it, your business chose yourself, right? It chose you. The business chose you. That idea came to you for a reason. It came to you because it knew that you had the right combination of expertise and knowledge and curiosity and creativity, and you had the right combination of your voice, your looks, everything. You are right for your business. You don't need to add anything onto you, right? If anything, it's more about letting go, right? And letting this flow happen. And so if you're ready for just before I go, I just wanted you guys to put your hands on your heart and do this even if you don't believe it. But you know, if my business chose me, then right now I choose to choose myself as its leader and to believe in myself as its CEO, right? Can you choose yourself like your business chose you? Is that okay? Yeah? So just say to yourself internally, I'm ready to choose myself. I'm ready to believe in myself and allow this to happen. There you go. Allow the vision to happen with ease and with flow. There you go. How was that? Any questions? Anything? Awesome? All right. Thank you.